Hey, what's going on, y'all? Coach Demecos here, and I want to share some information. First off, I want to let you know if you are thinking or looking forward to this video feeding your ego, regardless if you're a black man or black woman, I want you to know this is a place where your ego gets starved. All right, I don't cater to no egos over here. I don't do anything but give you information, useful information, life guidance, predominantly to help you conquer the fears that are keeping you from achieving life changing goals, but also just I share tidbits, just little my coaching insights to help you along the way for those who are stuck in various areas of your life. So basically today, a thought crossed my mind while I was reading a few articles was about a message I want to give to especially young women. Now, usually the demographic that follows me, those are my dogs outside. All right. So usually the demographic that follows me, and I got a cold. So usually demographics who follow me are usually black women professionals who are in their early 30s up until, like, I would say about mid 40s. That's usually the demographic that follows me closely on a daily basis. And then for black men, it's usually black men, again, usually in their early 30s up until early 50s follow me on a daily basis. But this video I want to make a message for is for a group that's a little bit outside of that. And that's mostly for black younger women. So these are young women from ages 21, I would say from 21 up until like 29, 30 at the latest, usually. For all you ladies out there that are baddies, right? You're very attractive. You're highly sought after. And I get it. A lot of you older women still got it, girl. You still got it. Yeah, you do. But on to you for a minute. Right now, if you have a young woman that you're mentoring right now, if you have a young woman that has a lot of potential right now, if you have a lot of young women followers, then just share this part of the video with them, because this is specifically who it's for. You cannot rely on your looks to get to be your value, to represent your value after the age of 31. It is a failed philosophy to build a lifetime of being a baddie. It's just not going to happen. No matter what career path you choose, none of us beats father time. Even looking at me, 10 years ago, my hairline was here, but look, I just noticed it now. Like, oh shit, my shit kind of got that Wayne's World effect right now. The forehead's starting to peek over a little. Like I even noticed that. Like, we can't beat time, and it's not saying that you won't age well, you don't look good. It's just the simple fact that as you age, there's younger women, young girls who are aging as well, and you can't compete with what they are able to produce in the market. Why? Because as you're a woman in your 20s and you're aging out and you're fine, you're physically fine, you are going through experiences with various kinds of men. And as you go through those experiences with various kinds of men, it leaves impressions on you. It leaves impressions with, how you carry yourself or how you feel about yourself, with your outlook on men, your outlook on life, etc. A lot of that becomes jaded. A lot of that, becomes a little scorned a little bit. A lot of that becomes a little sour, tainted. You're not as trusting. You're not as openly committed or open-minded as you once were. You're not as naive in a lot of instances as your younger predecessors. Meanwhile, those younger women coming up, they are all of those things. They aren't jaded at all. They don't have those life experiences to make them, reposition themselves in life to take more of a defensive stance, because they don't have reason to, because they don't have the experience. Which is, again, cons and pros. But here's the issue. Here's what you'll run into. If you try to build a life of a baddie, you're going to find, and I only say this because, dealing with a lot of my bros, even a lot of my clients, the high rollers, some of them pretend like they are high roller. I will say that. But anyway, they, pay for women for all these services. I've even in the past paid for women for their services. usually, like you can't. And I want to sneeze, so y'all forgive me if I start to sneeze, but I feel it coming. I'm trying to keep it down, but it's coming. Usually, you can't. Your value of your physical body is not going to beat out the value of a man's actual monetary value. Here's what I mean by that. Women usually have their peak value in society on a surface level when it comes to their how fertile they are. How physically attractive they are is looking fertile. Usually is in their 20s and early 30s, right? After that, they usually the dynamic starts to change between men and women of value, where in the mid 30s, that man starts to pick up his career financially and hits financial success, and then boom, it changes. He goes from chasing hot girls in the club to now hot girls are now chasing him in the club, because now he's buying all the bottles, he's wearing all the fly clothes, he has foreign whips, etc. Right? That's why you see, especially here in Atlanta, you see a lot of the older fat flabby dudes, wearing the little skinny pants, belly all out, and gray beard and everything, with a fine, hot young baddie. She bad to the bone. She's a lot younger than him. And I know this because I used to be a bouncer, and I used to check IDs at the door. So I'll see this dude's like 41, 45, and I see this young woman's like 26, 21, 23, right? So, but here's the thing, ladies, you're going to age out due to just gravity, due to having children, due to the experiences of life just weighing on you, the stressors from life just weighing on you. So you got to contribute more to yourself into society than just your looks. All right. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself chasing these fat ass, baller dudes for the rest of your life. The lifestyle of a baddie. It's not glamorous. I know it looks cool on Instagram. These chicks be all over the world. They wear all the fly stuff. They have all these paid sponsorships, and life looks so cool. You're at work hustling in the way, on a keyboard, while this is a chick just taking, glamorous pictures with her pet, small little toy dog. Or what you don't know is a lot of those women are broke, like super broke, right? Like, for example, like most people think strippers are paid. Like you hear this from a lot of women who work in corporate America. Oh, I'm considering stripping, or, sometimes I just want to strip. That's like the black woman's alter ego is to become a stripper, just like the black man's alter ego is like, fuck all this, I'm gonna sell dope, right? But when you do that, you gotta come to like when they want to be strippers. Well, they don't know that when you do the math in some of the surveys, you find that the average stripper is making like $47 a year. Usually after or before taxes. Depends on how she does it all. There's a few strippers that break down the money on it in a few YouTube videos you can find, on YouTube, and they break down the money because it looks like six figures until you do the math. You got to pay the club out. You got to tip out the bartenders, tip out the security guards, tip out this person, hairstylist, that person. Then some nights you're going to have a night where you might make $2,000 at the most. Then some nights you're going to have a night where you owe money to the club. You got to make a deal with them that you're going to pay them out next time, So, some even girls have contracts with the club where they work exclusively for the club. So, it all depends on what exactly, your goals are. But what I just want you to keep in mind is that no matter what you pursue, eventually you're going to have to depend on more than just your looks, because it's going to, it's going to catch up with you. You're not going to always be the baddest chick in the club, especially with younger women getting older, and they becoming the baddest chicks in the club. Simply just based off of youth and all the things I mentioned beforehand on what youth grants you, that age and wisdom grants you. All right. So I feel like what I always advise younger women is two primary things. One is focusing on getting your own bag. If that means building a great skill in real estate, building great skills in healthcare, building great skills, and even for a few of those who go into technology, especially in business, hair as well. Whatever it is you want to build your skill and career in, do that. Focus on getting your own bag so you don't have to rely on a man to financially, upkeep your lifestyle. Because so many times you all don't know, you see these baddies with these ballers. You don't know how badly these ballers are treating these baddies. They're treating them like garbage. They're treating them like trash. And these baddies ain't got nothing to do but to really accept it because they have nothing to fall back on their own, right? So that's one of the lessons. And then two, I always advise them to find a guy who has lived out some of his potential, who has executed on some of his potential, and lock him down for marriage. I always advise younger women that. Like, it's, that's pivotal. That's pivotal we're talking about economic security for you, for you all's children, is marriage. I get it. Marriage ain't for everybody. Yeah, but you also don't want to, be someone's, baby mama as well, because that puts the child at economic risk as well. I understand it happens. It happens. I come from single parent household, so I know what time it is with that as well. I know things happen. I know men run, and I know sometimes some women keep men at bay. So I get it from all sides of that. Still, we're talking about here, I'm trying to help you as a young woman make the most prosperous decisions as possible in your youth while you still have that advantage of your youth. There's two things. Again, develop a skill that's going to grant you your own bag to be able to fall back on and be able to utilize. And also find a man who you can lock down and marry, at a point in his life where I'm not talking about a guy that hasn't executed on his potential, that's still talking about his dreams. I'm talking about a man that's been executing on parts of his dreams. You want to be careful getting a man who's already accomplished. That's a whole nother video. But you want to get a man that's kind of mid-tier, midway, who's accomplished some, and, he still has much more of his plan that's still continuously unfolding. Those are usually perfect kind of men to get. But that's a whole nother video. But anyway, I'm getting sick and I'm tired of holding this phone. So I need to set up, because I'm going to start doing these YouTubes a lot more often. I just want to see how these go. So share your comments below, share your thoughts below. Again, this is usually outside the demographic, of what and one of the things I want to say in closing is that if you're an older woman, then it's always best that, or older man, you want to look out for the youth. You don't always want to just hog advice for yourself. You don't want to always try to apply advice just for yourself. If it's going to benefit someone coming up behind you, then you need to be more than willing to share that wisdom with them, especially if they're willing to learn from it. So that's all I got for y'all. Find the courage now. Fear Coach Demecos here. Subscribe, like, comment below, share. All right, I'm out.